Mic check. What's kicking, family? I'm glad you've clicked in so I can check in with you. Mr. Batch here, and man, did the Jets pull it off. That's right. They traded up with Eric Mangini, who's now the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, who used to coach the Jets, and they worked out a deal so that the Jets can get Sanchez. Wow, there was a lot of speculation, and a lot of times that doesn't work out, where a former coach would move to another team and not deal with his former team. But it seems as if Tannenbaum and Mangini probably still had a good working relationship, and then Mangini started stockpiling picks all through the draft. But enough of that. What we're talking about here is Mark Sanchez, the guy that the Jets had earmarked, that they had snuck out during the owners' meeting. During the owners' meeting, I believe it had to be California. They were at the owners' meeting. Sanchez was there. They was talking to him. Meeting had ended. They said they snuck him out of a back door to do some training sessions. They put him through a skull session, the chalkboard, going over the plays and whatnot, and he passed with flying colors, which means the man's got good football IQ. Now, a lot of people say, yo, this Sanchez guy, all he was 16-1. He only played 16 games for USC, but he played in the Rose Bowl game. He was also 27-1 in high school. Now, I had listened to his interview on the NFL Network during the second round of the draft, and he had spoken passionately about, hey, he came out of high school, he went to USC, and he was determined to get the starting QB job. Okay, you had Lionel John David Booty. Okay, him and John David Booty was in competition, and then boom, he wasn't getting. He get it, and then he has the injury and messed up his knee. So then he had to chill for a minute, and then John David Booty had the head helm of quarterback position for the Trojans. So then all of a sudden, he moves in and he takes off. Now, what's helping the Jets and what's going on here with this type of deal is that Matt Ryan was successful. Joe Flacco was successful. They were 4-year starters. Sanchez is not a 4-year starter. But then again, with the success of Matt Castle and then him being franchise tagged and then sent over to Kansas City, most of these coaches around the league are going for that, are going to that blueprint, that template. Rex Ryan was in Baltimore when Joe Flacco did his thing and rise to some prominence. Now, that's the same thing that they're going to be looking for Mr. Sanchez. Mark Sanchez is going to be coming in here, and manage the football team. Now, from a marketing standpoint, look, Woody loves that high-profile, marquee type quarterback, and he got one in Sanchez. And one of these sports talk guys on the radio said the other day that Sanchez looks like that kid from Entourage. I'm looking at the picture, I'm like, wow, yo, that's pretty close, not bad. But let's get back to the Jets and their picks. Well, let's see what else they got. They got Sean Green of Iowa. All right, third round running back. Hey, this guy isn't too bad. And then Matt Soloson, hopefully I pronounced the man's name right, from Nebraska, an offensive lineman, 6'5", 320. He was in the 6th round. That's what Jets had. But you got Green and Sanchez. Now, going along with the quarterback position here, along with the pickup of Sanchez, there's also been a lot of talk that the sidebar was that this was a pick to make sure that they could sell the PSLs. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, and maybe it was just a little part of the small equation dealing with that. Can you blame them? You got to put a project on the field for your fan base to, come and spend the money, at least sit in the stadium and watch the team. Something that wasn't a bad move because, hey, this is a big market town. You need a big market name, especially, for the Jets. They haven't had a marquee quarterback since Joe Namath. And, come on now. Pennington wasn't bad. He was pretty decent. Brett Favre was at the end of his career, so what can we say about that? The future Hall of Famer. But the Jets needed the face of the franchise. It's going to take 3 years for this to pan out. Phil Simms, I had listened to him on the radio, and I also had seen when he did his update on CBS on the YouTube talking about quarterbacks, and I trust his judgment. He says, he kind of likes him. He's got it. He's got the skills. They talk about the big arm, but a lot of times, even if you have a big explosive arm, that doesn't necessarily make you a good quarterback. Or maybe you know what I'm talking about. Even though you got the big arm, that's not the end all be all. You got to have all the other intangibles. So, that's not bad. That's not bad. I like the picks, and I hope you like your picks too. And once again, this is Mr. Batch. I'll be taking a trip around YouTube looking for 32 different fans of the 32 different teams in the NFL. And I got to check out what y'all got to say because I love football. And I like to see how you guys made out. We did pretty well here in New York. This is Mr. Batch. Peace.